I'm Dru Stevenson. This is for my administrative law class. Here I'm going to be talking about one of the exemptions to the Freedom of Information Act, FOIA Exemption 9 out of 9 exemptions. And this pertains to information and data concerning wells. So let's dive in. As you're probably aware, the Freedom of Information Act requires federal agencies to turn over documents and information upon request, but there are some big carve-outs or exemptions where the agency doesn't have to make the disclosures. And here we're talking about Exemption 9, which, to quote the statute, applies to geological and geophysical information and data, including maps concerning wells. So this can apply to oil and gas wells or water wells. Our statute here, for point of reference, is 5 U.S.C. Section 552B9. I'm going to talk about a couple of cases here just to give you examples from the courts about Exemption 9 coming up in litigation. We have a district court decision from D.C. in 2015. This is Aqua Alliance versus the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation. And the court held that the FOIA exemption permitting withholding of geological and geophysical information and data concerning wells covers water wells as well as oil and gas wells, even though when the statute was originally adopted, Congress was mostly focused on oil and gas wells and protecting the enormous investments that the fossil fuel companies made in locating wells. From public disclosure, the location of the wells would probably need to be disclosed to federal agencies when they're getting permits for drilling and pipelines and so forth. And other parties will come along and want a free ride on that and get the information for themselves. And the court in 2015 held that this also applies to water wells. The court reached this conclusion partly based on the statute's text, which doesn't really distinguish among types of wells. Congress may have been concerned mostly about improper oil and gas speculation when it adopted the regulation, but the concern about speculators should also apply to water wells, the court said. Here's one other quick example from a district court in California in 2005. This is NRDC versus the U.S. Department of Defense. And the court said that the exemption for geological and geophysical information and data, including maps concerning wells, applied to information regarding public as well as private wells. So it wasn't just private wells, but could apply to ones that were actually owned by the government. That concludes our quick overview of FOIA Exemption 9. Thanks for watching.